leader would be passionate. You are somebody who would want to motivate people. You would want to inspire. You are interested in people. You are people focused. You embrace your true self. And you try to exhibit high level of integrity and honesty. You are visionary in ideas. You are now here, whichever school you are in. Maybe you are in Form 2 or you are in Form 4. If you are not visionary, it means that after getting the education you are getting up to Form 4, you don't want to go anywhere. Yes, you are comfortable with that. But if you are visionary, then you will always think of what next. Maybe you are in Kakamega school. What next after Kakamega school? What do you want to do after Kakamega school? Are we together? Yeah, so you should be visionary. I know there are some of us who go to this school just as a ritual. And I hope that we don't have such amongst you, but I know there are quite a number of students who go to school because their parents have insisted, but given the opportunity, they will not want to be in school. So if such a person does not have any vision, don't want to do anything for yourself and therefore for the future. Now I want now to specifically look at you as a student. If you are a student who is self-driven and who wants to transform his or her life through education, how are you supposed to behave? And I think this is very, very important, and I believe this will work seamlessly with the theme of this conference. One is that you should have a vision that should be future focused. That after school, maybe you want to be a doctor, somebody wants to be a doctor, maybe you want to be a lawyer, or you want to be an entrepreneur. If you want to be a doctor, for example, there are subjects which you must have actual math, that is capital and aligned rate. You must do well in math, you must do well in chemistry, you must do well in biology. If you want to be a lawyer, you must do very well in languages, you must do well in humanities, history, theory, and so on and so forth. So your vision actually should drive you to what you want to achieve, what you want to be. So a serious student or a successful student should have a vision. Secondly, you should have self-discipline. Self-discipline. And self-discipline is defined as the inner power that makes one refuse to engage in bad and useless habits. If you are self-disciplined, you don't engage in bad and useless habits. And I believe you know as a student, maybe you are in school and you don't attend lessons, or you don't like some subjects, you have a negative attitude towards the school where you are. You also don't believe in yourself. Right? Yeah? So self-discipline is key. For example, you need to wake up in the morning and go to bed late at night. If you are supposed to go to class by 5, please don't wait to be woken up. You take responsibility for your studies by avoiding excuses and distractions. You should understand school rules and follow them. And set your priorities and stick to them. Manage your time properly. Stay focused on your goals. And be accountable to yourself, teachers, parents, guardians, and the wider community. Thirdly, successful students should be responsible. You should be someone who is responsible. And responsibility means the state of being accountable or answerable for whatever you do. Yeah? You should be able to explain why you are doing what you do. Okay? And students who are responsible for their studies, one, you read actively and widely, you do your assignments promptly and properly. Because those of us who are responsible normally copy what others have done. I remember when I was at the university, we had a lecturer who was very good at citing such kind of lazy students. He would give us group work. Then we would go through it and mark it out of 30. Maybe give the group 20 out of 30. Then we would call the whole group and then ask everybody, we want to know the contribution of every individual. If he feels that you are doing better, can add you 5. If he feels that you never contributed, he will deduct. Maybe you may end up with 15 out of 30. Some will end up with 28 out of 30. So please do assignments, because the assignments are supposed to help you remember and summarize whatever topics which have been discussed by teachers. You make sacrifices for the sake of your studies if you are responsible. You find better methods, approaches, and aids of studying and learning. Like one way through which you can study is you can have a personal timetable. Apart from the wider, the general school timetable, you should have your personal timetable that you'll be using to study maybe when you are free, or maybe at dawn, or during evening prayers, or over the weekend. You can also have a a study group. And a group usually should be made up of 3 to 5. If it goes beyond 5, then it may not serve the purpose. And be an active participant in that group, and so on and so forth. A successful student will set personal goals. What are your goals in life? And the goals should be very clear. Should be very clear and should keep you busy. In other words, in psychology, you say you have a higher achievement motivation. Like for example, if you say that when you do exam, you want to get maybe a D. That's not a demanding. Getting a D is very easy. Or you want to go through school without any goal, but whichever grade that you get, you'll be satisfied with that. Yeah? I had a friend when I was a high school teacher who used to tell me that when results are released, it's not good for us to condemn. Maybe to say that so and so has passed or so and so has failed. And I found it was a bit very philosophical. Because they that you get the result, maybe you have a D class, and they say, how have you performed in the D class? And are you satisfied with it? You say yes. Then according to him, then you are passed. Even if you get a D or a D minus, and you are happy with it. So it means that you have a very low achievement motivation, or you don't have any. So what it meant is that students should be judged based on the goals they have set for themselves. So please, if you are a serious student, you should have high achievement motivation. I believe all of us should aspire to get A. So that if you get A minus, say fine, I've passed, but I thought I would do better. You have an ambition. Have an ambition as a serious student. And an ambition is a burning desire to achieve a particular set of goals. Like maybe you want to be an engineer, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a manager like our colleague here. So however, don't just go through life casually, that's whatever comes your way. But think of something that you want to be. You should be a good planner. Plan your work and plan yourself. In school, you are also trained to self-management. And you watch your clothes, you know where to go to, maybe to take bath, you know where to go for curricular activities, you know what to do well. And have a good focus. And focus here means ability to concentrate on what you are doing without allowing obstacles to distract you. And I don't know, I usually go around students when you are in some of your schools. And focus to me is very, very important. And I normally liken a focus student to a hunter. If you are a hunter and you are focusing on an elephant, an elephant is big, huge, and is very valuable. The meat weighs so many kilos. It also has the tusks, so the ivory, which is also very valuable. So now you are running after the elephant. You want to kill it. Then between the elephant, an antelope comes in between. So if you are not a focused hunter, You will stop running after the elephant and now start following, pursuing the antelope. And the antelope, even if you kill it, it's not as valuable as the elephant. Are we together? So focus on the elephant. And for all you now, your elephant is your academic work. Like those of us, actually all of you, because the syllabus starts in Form 1 all the way to Form 4. And most exam questions in paper 1, those of us who are in Form 3 and 4, actually most of those questions come from Form 1 and Form 2 work. So if you feel that you are still in Form 1 or Form 2 and you have time, then I think you are deluded and you are mistaken. So focus on the elephants and avoid the antelope. And I think we have very many antelopes that come in between us and the elephants in real life situation. In the Western Kenya region, those of Lake Victoria, yeah, we have outdated cultural practices which negate or which impact negatively on school life and even generally well-being of societies. Like one of them is this animal called the disco matanga. How many of you here attend disco matanga while you are at home? Disco matanga. Please, if you attend, I want you to have a mindset, change your mindset. Because through those disco matangas, so many of us are disoriented and we lose focus. Actually, majority of girls conceive in those disco matangas. And also in such scenarios where some of us even get infected by diseases like STIs, like HIV/AIDS and HIV/AIDS and so on and so forth. Because you meet strangers there and you get involved with them and you don't know their backgrounds and so on and so forth. Kakamega County is one of the leading in terms of teenage girl pregnancies. And I think over 70% of the cases are attributed to disco matanga. So please, if you are a focused student, please avoid. In fact, I would advise you very seriously to stop and avoid it as much as possible, because it will not help you at the end of the day. Now, a good student or a student who wants to be successful should have a passion for what they do. You should have passion for what you do. And passion is great enthusiasm and interest. You are enthusiastic and interested in what you are doing. And if you have that, you will succeed. The other qualities, you should be honest. You should be honest. Honest simply means truthful. Be honest to yourself. Be honest with your teachers and with your environment and with your parents. Like now schools are closed. Your colleagues who are not here, and this is more common with girls. Yeah, when you want to go and meet your boyfriend, for example, you will lie to your mother or to your parents that you are going for a group study, for example, then you are not a serious student and you cannot succeed. And then through that, you will end up maybe conceiving and getting infected, and which will impact negatively on your studies. You should have a commitment. You should be committed. Meaning that you give yourself. If you are committed to something, it means you give your whole self to that. You avoid or keep off any other thing, but focus on that. You are a student, you are supposed to study. So devote, commit your time and yourself to study. You should be eager to learn. And you can only learn if you always try to you are eager to get information. You are always questioning, you always want to know more about what you see around you. Like if you are in class, and even after this, I hope you will be given time to plan based on the presentations which have been made, including mine. And through that, you learn more. The Japanese have a concept which they use to manage called gamma kaizen, which means continuous improvement. So we always So his life, there are only two things which matter: hard work and believe in God. Or the supreme thing, depending on the religious confession you are ascribing to. If you are a Christian, it is God. If you are a Muslim, it is Allah. So he summed up by saying that if you decide to work as if you will never die. Because like even you, if someone were to tell you that you will die tonight, I believe you will leave this world. But you me, I'm told that I'll just leave Kakamega and go back to my home and wait for my death. So work as if you will never die. But if you decide to pray as if you are dying the next minute. Hallelujah. Are you getting the concept? Work as if you will never die, but pray as if you are dying the next minute. Our brethren seated here from the churches, I don't know, those who have been to Israel. Israel is Jerusalem. There's a wall which is called the Wall of Wailing, and that wall I'm told is over 2,000 years old. And people believe that if you go there and pray and ask God for any favor, or you cry out all the issues which are disturbing you, and that God will answer you. Yeah, so I think that's a good example of praying as if you will never die. If people go there and pray and pray and pray. In fact, I had a chance to go there in the year 2003. Yeah, it's a very interesting destination. Though if you are in Jerusalem, you'll be warned, you'll be told that the city is holy. Yeah, Jerusalem is the city of God, so it's a holy city. But the people are not holy. You'll be told that, yeah, this is a holy ground, but take care of your personal effects, because the people are not holy. It's the city that is holy. You should have that ability of self-starting. You start something on your own initiative. Successful students do not need to be told what to do. In other words, self-starting. Is it possible for you to read ahead of your teachers? If you have the course outline, and you know that maybe in history, maybe for 2 we are doing the Portuguese, the history of the Portuguese at the east coast of Kenya. Then maybe the next topic is the long distance trade. Is it possible that you can read ahead so that by the time the teacher comes there, you are already at home with that topic? So that's what I mean by self-starting. You focus ahead and you do it on your own initiative or volition. You don't need to be prompted. You should also be receptive to new ideas. As a good student, you should be ready to receive new ideas, and you should not be overly confident on what you know is enough. What you know may not be enough. And you should be assertive, meaning that you are clear on what you want